Well, get those Life Vest zipped in clips, strap down those rods, and stow away those tackle bags because we are going fishing. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bass 2 Anglers podcast. I'm your host, Keith Neiswanger, and I hope this episode finds you with 5 for 25 stored in your Bubba Pro Series Smart Fish Scale, integrated seamlessly with Major League Fishing's Score Tracker. If you aren't shopping online with CopperStateTackle.com, what are you waiting for? Tons of bass fishing awesomeness only a few clicks away. Go to CopperStateTackle.com, fill your shopping cart with all the good stuff, and proceed to checkout. By the way, I've been using the Daiwa J Floral 8-pound fluorocarbon line lately. Drop shot, underspin, Ned rigs, skinny Senkos, Icas. The stuff is awesome. Not a sponsor, just very good product. Anyway, when you get to checkout, remember to use our promo code BTAP1 and you're going to save 10%. Wait a minute, Keith, I tried that once and it wouldn't take the promo code. Okay, here's what happens sometimes. CopperStateTackle.com always has sales going on, always. And sometimes the sales are bigger than the promo code. So, for example, you might be on CopperStateTackle.com and they may be having a 25% sale. Well, they're not going to tack on an extra 10%, but you'll be getting 25%. So go to CopperStateTackle.com, try our promo code. The least you're going to get is 10%. You might get 15, you might get 20, you might get 25%. Go to CopperStateTackle.com, fill up that cart with bass fishing awesomeness, and you're going to like the process. You're really going to enjoy working with these guys.
Get her done.
Okay, first things first this week. I've got to give props, kudos. What are kudos? I'm not sure if I should be giving kudos because I'm not even sure what kudos are. But I got to give thanks. I got to give thanks to Randy Blockett. Honestly, if Randy doesn't post the things he does, I probably wouldn't even be able to have a podcast because I'm not sure I could come up with enough content. So, Randy, I appreciate you constantly saying the things that you say because it really inspires me to say the things that I say. This time, Randy is claiming that we're losing the greatest generation of professional bass anglers, pros from the 1980s and the 1990s. These pros had personalities. They were artists, and their bass fishing knowledge and creativity was the best the sport has ever known. Also, you can't dispute Randy because he was there during these glory years. One thing you can't do is get in a time machine and go back and fact check him. Well, I can. Randy and I are the same age. We've seen a lot of the same things. And while I have tremendous respect for all the great pros who helped build the sport of professional bass fishing, those guys cannot compete with today's established younger pros. Let that sink in for a minute. Yesterday's superstars are slowly but surely fading from the tours. Look at the names that are no longer on the BPT. What happened to them? The BASS Elite Series has had a legend exemption for several years, which has allowed some of those 80s and 90s superstars to hang around. But how many of those holdovers have even been competitive recently? Those superstars from the 1980s and 1990s fished during an era when you could win tournaments hammering the banks for shallow fish. Today's younger anglers have unlocked fish offshore that stars from the 1980s and 1990s didn't even know were there. Sure, forward-facing sonar is part of that, but give credit to today's younger anglers for having the talent, the mindset to use new technology to explore parts of the lake that the older guys never needed to or never wanted to. As an older guy, I know that just about the only advantage to getting older is that there are degrees of wisdom that come along with age. And wisdom tells me that in order to survive at the top levels of tournament fishing today, younger anglers have to be better. Which brings me to this conclusion. The greatest generation of professional bass anglers is right in front of us. Caymas Boats, from the mind of Earl Bentz. Excellence, tradition, and service, all part of the Caymas advantage. On the water perfection. This is your next boat. Build your next boat at CaymasBoats.com. Congratulations to Roger Fitzpatrick on winning the Major League Fishing Toyota Series Championship at Oklahoma's Grand Lake this past week. In winning the tournament, Fitzpatrick used traditional shallow water techniques to outlast Drew Gill, Tucker Smith, and Riley Harris, who all used forward-facing sonar to make their push for the win. This event was very close. The top four were separated by only 4 ounces. In fact, the event was so close that Fitzpatrick and Drew Gill were actually tied for the top weight with 41 pounds 6 ounces after 3 days. The Toyota Series tiebreaker was the previous day's standing. Fitzpatrick was in second place with 29 pounds 10 ounces, while Gill was in 19th place with 26 pounds 5 ounces. I can't look at that. Look at how close the weights were when 19th place was like less than 3 pounds from second place. Very, very close tournament. There actually was a question about what the tiebreaker actually was. You know, many events, many organizations use largest bag of the tournament as their tiebreaker. Fortunately, Fitzpatrick also owned that tiebreaker with his day 2 weight of 15 pounds 2 ounces. As you might imagine, that kind of removed any controversy that there might have been determining the winner. Fitzpatrick caught his fish off of docks using spinnerbaits and jigs. That pattern held strong for him over the first 2 days and propelled him into second place after the second day. However, on day 3, he managed only 11 pounds, which allowed the rest of the pack to close in, and the finish was breathtaking. It's been said that these kinds of events, Toyota Series, BASS Opens, are the toughest events. The anglers are often unknown, and they're always hungry for their shot at the big time. The Toyota Series Championship doesn't have the instant glory that Redcrest or the Bassmaster Classic has, but the competition, second to none. Fitzpatrick's win also qualifies him for the 2026 Redcrest event, which is on Missouri's Table Rock Lake. A lake, by the way, where Fitzpatrick has won a couple of times. Stay tuned. How's your jig head minnow game? Introducing Ducket Fishing's Sway Minnow System. Not just a bait, an entire fishing system. Perfectly balanced jig heads in several fish catching sizes, matched up with the most realistic looking winged minnow baits that you've ever seen. With multiple size baits and jig head weights, you'll be able to figure out the perfect presentation. Check out the Ducket Fishing Sway Minnow System by going to ducketfishing.com. This week, Ben Milliken leads one of his videos with the statement, "Pro fishermen are stealing money from local anglers." Yeah, I clicked on it. The video and commentary are in reference to the fact that big-time professional anglers were laced throughout the top 25 during the recent Toyota Series Championship. As I'm sure you know, the Toyota Series is a qualifying series for the Tackle Warehouse Pro Tour, and as such, it's considered to be a AAA event, much like the BASS Opens. This year's Toyota Series Championship featured Bass Pro Tour Pro Drew Gill, BASS Elite Series Pro and recent Ultimate Angler Champion Tucker Smith, Tackle Warehouse Angler of the Year and qualifier for the Bass Pro Tour Banks Shaw, and BASS Elite Series Pro Lee Livesey, just to name a few. Is it fair for well-established professional anglers to jump in AAA events and steal money from local and regional anglers? Yes, it is. What do professional anglers do? They fish for money. They pay their fees and they fish for the do-re-mi. I always get a kick out of hearing anglers complain about having a pro enter their event and take their money. As though my money is off limits to someone who might have more experience or is just plain better than me. Would you go to your local casino and complain if a professional poker player jumped in your game? Oh, you might. Give it a try next time. Yeah, this is a rant you've heard from me before. Bass fishermen want to fish in money tournaments, but they don't want to fish against anglers that are too good. They want to play poker, just not against the really good poker players. If there's going to be skin in a game, meaning if there's money on the table, expect that pretty good anglers are going to show up at the boat ramp. And if you're afraid of losing your money to a pro, you better not play the game. Reason number 8 that your next boat should be a Caymas. Caymas Cash. Do you fish tournaments? Now you have up to 10,000 reasons to run a Caymas. Today, many boat brands offer contingency programs, but none of them deliver bigger payouts than Caymas Cash. With over 1,000 sanctioned events each season, you could win $10,000 for a win in a platinum event or $2,500 for being the highest finisher in a Caymas boat. There are silver and bronze events that will get you paid as well. Check out our Caymas Cash contingency program by going to CaymasBoats.com and find out why it pays to run a Caymas. We've got some pretty strong momentum building for the dual threat fishing team circuit that launches in January 2026. If you're living under a log and you haven't heard about this yet, this is the team tour that offers a pro-style tour with $100,000 payouts at each of its tour events and a $500,000 payout for its no-fee championship at the end of the season. Pretty impressive numbers. While we're waiting to confirm actual angler teams, we can confirm that Scott Martin and his daughter Hillary are going to team up. Additionally, Tucker Smith, second time for Tucker on the show today, Andrew Loberg, Keith Poche, Chris Lane have all announced that they will have teams in this series as well. The Dual Threat Fishing Team Series has no restrictions on live sonar, and I can't wait to see teams roll up with forward-facing sonar units in both the front of their boat and the back of their boat. Can you imagine forward-facing sonar turret set up for the back of the boat as well? I can. One of the great things about this tour is that there are very few conflicts with the professional tours. And dual threat fishing allows for 2 excused absences per season for each team, which will allow pros who might have conflicts with their professional tours to remain in good standing with dual threat fishing. It's going to be fun to watch this. This is getting interesting, folks. I'll be sure to keep you updated as more information is released. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, like it makes San Diego far now, but it makes Paris closer and this like closer, you know?
Yeah. I was going to ask you, would you normally come over like that pass through Elsinore? Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Is that how you would usually get there? Through Elsinore?
I used to until, it's a largemouth.
Yeah. Yeah, he ate that the way he was supposed to.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he's got
Heck, that's a nice one. Man, pull a few of those out today, would be all right.
Right on the bank, too. Huh.
Yeah, just coming right off, yeah. I'm Keith Neiswanger. This is the Bass 2 Anglers podcast. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you'd like to reach us, please send us a direct message on Instagram at Bass Tour Anglers Podcast. Take care. Be safe. We'll talk to you next time.